All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol PLTR. And as we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we see everything this chart has to show us, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol to share with everyone towards the end of this video that you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to keep a close eye on and add to your watch list. So stay tuned for more information if you don't have that one already on your watch list. Now, if you guys want to know which ticker symbols I'm watching live updates on and weekly updates, you can join me over at the Patreon. The link is down below in the description. So you can go ahead, click on that link and be redirected over to the Patreon to see all there is to offer. So here we are with PLTR stock, and it had nice strength here, right? From the $24 mark, jumped up to 30 again, and it's been pulling back down to newer lows, close to 22, and it had a slight jump, obviously, with the effect of the overall market. The overall market, there was some red, there was some green, but for the most part, a lot of stocks were in the green, or at least pulling themselves back up. But a lot of stocks are continuing to stay kind of sideways and stagnant, regardless of how the S&P 500 index has been moving upwards or sideways, you could say. So today was a green day. Tomorrow's a day we need to watch closely and carefully. So here we are. We had a jump up, hit a high, and started to dip. So I need every single investor and viewer to catch on to this with me here and be here with me. So we had a jump up, hit a high, and started to dip. And we're coming right back down where everything started, basically. So the 50-day moving average here is 24.24. As long as we're above it, we're in bullish territory. The moment below it, we are in bearish territory. So 24.70 is the current price. And the support here is 24.63. If that gets broken through, you definitely want to watch carefully how it reacts between support and the 50-day moving average, if the bulls try to bring this back up, or if the bears are tearing this one down fairly fast. Now, if they go ahead and break through that support, get closer to the 50-day moving average and cross it, the next support level is down here at 23.70, and you have all this range here to see if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring it back up, or are the bears tearing it down fairly fast. Now, the highest point reached in the day, and the most important point for the bulls, is 25.65. I want to emphasize this. 25.65 needs to be broken through, turn into a support, so the bulls can continue this upward momentum, pull away from the 50-day moving average in the upward direction, turn it into a support, pull away from it, to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button. And to not miss what I have to share with you guys towards the end of this video, stay tuned, because I'm going to share with you guys a ticker symbol you definitely want to add to your watch list if you don't have it already. So for everyone that has made it to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is one that got hit pretty hard last week. It went down 50%. Now, it had to do with speculation, and it also had to do with news that really drove this stock down. We're going to look at it in just a moment. It's not rocket companies, but before we jump into that, I want to go ahead and share with you guys the tweet of the day. I tweeted this last night, and it says, there is no better time than now to be watching and aware of which stocks are pulling back with upside potential. Okay? And I mean that. This is the time to be watching stocks and watching them closely, because we want to watch them bottom out or hit oversold area. Watch it closely to kind of pull right back up. And if it possibly goes back into oversold area, we know what it's capable of, what's the margin. And then also we need to be aware how the overall market is doing. And if it's correlating, then it's possibly something that can actually bounce back up, right? With the possibility that this is a correction and not a crash. If it's a crash, it could take months, it could take years to hit the bottom, and then it can start months and years to bring itself back up. So I've been stating it. Are we in a market crash or correction? I hope that we're in a correction and not in a crash, because a correction is healthy to then allow more investors to get back in. Institutional investors are definitely, upping their positions in certain stocks, and then we can start to see the market start to rise up again. So this is the time to be watching and aware of different stocks and doing your due diligence. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you definitely want to try to understand the company, which is another tweet that I talked about several days ago, back to the time where I stated the 2 ways you are in a stock you understand, which is believing in the company's mission and outlook, and you plan on holding more than just a day or even a month, possibly even a year, with a goal, right? An end goal for your initial investment to grow. So you do want to understand these stocks. Now, if you want to know live updates on what ticker symbols I'm watching, you can join us on over at the Patreon. The link is down below in the description. So let's jump into this stock. So this is a stock that I talked about back on the 23rd, right? 23rd of February. That was last Tuesday. Now, it's ticker symbol WKHS, Workhorse Group Inc. A lot of people lost hope on this one, and we were catching it as it was falling, right? It was around the $15 mark, $16 mark, and I stated, the RSI is still showing room here on the 1 day. It can possibly continue to go lower. It certainly did that, and it hit lows here of 12.30 and some change, and it started to pull back up with some strength, hitting $20 and some change, and it's back down to $17. Now, the $20 jump was because of news on the company and the potential, which was pretty positive for it, and quickly it's been pulling down because investor sentiment is pretty negative, especially after it being up here in the 40s and just falling towards the 30s and then collapsing 50% in just 1 day. So I understand how many investors are feeling, especially the ones that have been in it way before the run and then also as it was running. But this has potential, especially because the USPS contract is not the only contract that WKHS has. Now, it's fighting there and it's in that area. It could pull down a little bit more. And if it pulls down more, it's even better of an opportunity to watch, because a reversal is bound to happen with this one, especially with everything that I talked about in this video. And I definitely stated it back here, as we could see, on the 23rd. And I was talking about all the things that were going on and how the USPS contract is a big portion of an opportunity, but it's not the only market share that Workhorse was going to be able to obtain. They already have contracts with FedEx. They have contract with UPS. Those are big companies, and also others, right? As the article state, and ARK Invest has been loading up on this dip. Now, they have been shaving a little bit of their position here and there, but they loaded up a tremendous amount. I mean, what they've been shaving off is literally nowhere near 20% or 10% of the vast amount of shares that they bought as this dipped 50%. And they own close to 2 to 3 million shares, if I'm not mistaken. That states a bold statement that they were buying up here, they were buying on the way down, they were buying on the way up, and they bought the dip. So, we've been watching this one since the 23rd. It definitely hit a low here of $12 and some change. It was fighting between $14 and $15 for a little bit, because when you go back to the 30-minute, you could see it, and it was just rising as those numbers kept getting hit. So it kept going down to a new low, hitting a newer high, a new low, a new high, and now it's consolidating, and it's already building momentum again. Now, is this going to run back up to 30 or up to 40 in no time? Of course not. It's going to take time, investor sentiment, and all these different indicators definitely have a lot more room to go either on the downside or get closer to the upside to then pull back down. So the overall market is playing a big effect here on the overall stocks. So if the market falls, yeah, this could fall a little bit more down. We saw how low it could go, $12. But there's so much room here based off of the fundamentals and potential of this company that Workhorse, yeah, lost one contract, but it didn't lose its complete business. And that's what I was telling every single investor. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions on WKHS or any ticker symbol I talk about, but I am here to enlighten you guys. And once again, if you guys want to know live updates on what ticker symbols I'm watching, I got 10 plus ticker symbols already that we have on our watch list over at the Patreon. You can click on the link down below and join us over at the Patreon. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.